All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. It's been like a whole hour since you last saw my face. I'm so tired. We're here with Snitzel Ninja and Layla from PS Creative to talk about some of the stuff that David Gingras just regurgitated onto his Twitter account. Um, so, you guys saw in my video yesterday that Laura had filed complaints against the studio with the Better Business Bureau and the Attorney General, I think it was. Um, Layla, so what caused you to finally kind of speak out and stand up for yourself and say like enough is enough?
So this incident, for reference, took place about 3 weeks ago for coming into the studio, and then the next day was when everything else transpired. We kind of thought after the initial buzz that this was all kind of gone and done, and then last week we got hit with the Business Bureau complaint and then the Arizona Attorney General complaint, and we responded to both of those. The Better Business Bureau has dismissed it. We're waiting
Hmm.
on the Attorney General. But then to see what was going down today of, oh, bad audio quality, it would be so painful for people to listen to. Well, that's
Yeah.
defamatory to my business. And I take my business very seriously. We've been in business for 14 years. And, we pride ourselves on doing really good work. And so I was like, nobody's going to take me down like that, especially after all the drama that has been caused by having those
Yeah.
two come into studio. So
Right.
I just finally hit the point where enough is enough. And I need to be my own voice. And I appreciate you and everybody else who's really had our back. That's been
Hmm.
wonderful. But yeah, now it's like you want to claim bad audio quality. Well, here's the receipts. I'm not going to air all of their files because that's not what I'm here to
Yeah.
do.
No, of course not. Right.
But that they're just looking for another fight. That's how this feels.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't even share any of the content of what they were really talking about. It was just the testing audio portion. So obviously the audio is working fine. Um,
And I'm sure you've seen the whole video, you've heard all of the separate audio from the video, and I'm sure you can confirm it's all more than adequate.
So actually, I wasn't even in town. I was in Houston for work. I own a business, so I travel. My team,
mhm,
however, was there on site, and they've watched, they've confirmed all the things. Nothing went wrong, right? There was no glitch, there was no audio malfunction. And I personally, I don't even want to be that far into knowing this much
Mhm.
about her or her lawyer. So I have
yeah.
not taken the time to sit there for 2 hours and dig deeper. She's attacking me. I'm spending my time to defend that and defend our business, but sitting there listening to them jammer on about who knows what, really not my business. If they want to make
Right.
that public business, that's on them.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm
But I
just
can affirm wholeheartedly their files work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I believe that before, but now I definitely do because obviously you posted enough of the clip to show that it works. Obviously Laura did her own podcast for a while, so you would think she would know at least a little bit about how to work an audio file, but apparently that is not the case. So,
Or maybe
uh,
just Google. My
yeah.
producer responded with, "Hey, this took about 35 seconds to find."
Yeah.
Hmm.
Pretty easy.
But it's
So
it's like I think it's another way for her to twist things. I'm sure she knows exactly what she should do to do it. I bet
Right.
she knows what she needs to do. And she knew enough to, even open the video, right? To show that opening. So we know, I think we know she's more than capable of doing it, but she's doing it this way. Exactly, right there. Um to twist things to appeal to, like to, you know what I mean.
here's the
The,
problem, though. This is the
Support her
biggest
story.
thing that I think we're now all guilty of is that her ego is fed through all of this attention. Every video that comes out, every post that she is mentioned in. I think that's kind of what is propelling the veracity of just how far this has gone. It's almost like, how many things can I do to get a reaction? Like, for example, if you have a child and they keep acting out, well, maybe you're not paying enough attention to your child. In this case, I think now it's an addiction to the attention,
yeah.
to the worst degree. And now,
Hmm.
sadly, my business is in the crossfires of that. So,
Mhm.
I think I agree with you. I think she's always wanted the attention. And the hard part that I've talked about with family and friends too, when talking about this case, is that you have to give it attention to expose what's happening. And the victims who have been affected, who haven't had a voice, we are their voice. Now we're able to have like a community that is supporting that platform for them to be able to speak out. And so like on one hand you do have to give it attention.
Yep. I know. I completely see the conundrum that's at hand, right?
Mhm.
It's awful. And to be
Yeah.
honest, we don't Google everybody who walks in. We get tons of walk-ins. You pay for
Mhm.
your time before. There's no cancellation. If you don't show up, well, we're not refunding you. You
Mhm.
get your files either via Dropbox or on your own hard drive. We give you the option. And then you go on your merry way. We don't make you sign a contract because you should only be in our vicinity for 1 to 2 hours at a time. And we've done thousands and thousands of walk-ins. We've never had a problem. So now, obviously, we're going to have some pretty strict walk-in contracts in place so that we can avoid anything of this nature ever happening again.
Yeah.
But beyond the business component, like I said, we don't Google everybody who walks in the door. We would be, I frankly think, wasting a lot of our time. If you're willing to
Yeah.
pay,
Right. Yeah.
great, come, show up, and get on with your life.
Right.
But I personally know Ashley Ford, who is married to Greg Gillespie. So had I
Mhm.
known and paid attention to all of that, like I said, I was in Houston. I wasn't even in town. It would have been a different decision on my behalf. But
Mhm.
you don't know. Some random person emails you, hey, I want to walk in. That happens every week, all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean the thing is you shouldn't have to do that. People shouldn't be abusing your service that way.
Right.
So when it comes down to it, the complaints she filed state her files were unusable, and that while we partially gave them the files via hard drive, that then she wanted them via Dropbox, which we gave a week later. And I was like, you've got them. I have audio of my team giving you these files in hand. You can't claim you never got them. So then she kind of gave up on that claim. And then it was, oh, well, it's echoey, it's this, it's that. So we listened. I listened to the audio and I was like, the audio is perfectly clean. This is an editing problem. This isn't an audio problem. And if you
Mhm.
paid for that, you would have had a complete 2 hour interview that you could do whatever you want with. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a question about that too. So I reached out to the JFC Instagram team, and they said, let me read the message here. They said the reason they tagged you guys to begin with was to roast Laura for not paying the small upcharge for editing and
which,
mixing the
how they
audio with
didn't
video.
know that, I had no idea that. How would anyone know that? Like, we saw that tag and I was like, wait, did they post something that we were in? Like, I'm so confused. Like I said, I'm in Texas at the time. My team is calling me freaking out. And that's when I put out that statement. And I was like, listen, we don't care to be involved in anyone's legal drama, no matter what, period. Like, please leave us out of this. Like,
Mhm.
on both sides, the JFC community has definitely been very kind. I'm not saying anything against them, but it's like this is distracting us from actually doing what we need to
Mhm.
do, serving our clients and making money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so that after, it kind of died down, I was like, all right, I think we're out of the weeds on this. But like they accused us of leaking their footage. I was like, we've never leaked somebody's footage in our life. You posted
No.
pictures in our studio.
Like
Yeah.
it is 100% not what happened. Like
No.
100%.
Mhm.
Exactly. But here's the thing with the attorney general. We've got all the receipts, we've got the
Right.
screenshots, we put all of that into one document that links back to Dropbox links. Hey, why don't you decide if these files are unusable, AG? Here they are. Go ahead,
Yeah.
listen to them, watch them.
Mhm.
You make the determination. You don't have to believe us. But
Mhm.
you got what you paid for. You paid for studio time, you got your files. We owe you nothing.
Right? Right.
I
And
mean, I
can
think
I
that ties in a little bit to the whole she's addicted to the attention thing, is that she escalates things very quickly to a level at which you cannot not give her the attention. So like the AG or the court, stuff like that. So it's
Well, complete. Well, and the whole thing is she wants a refund because she doesn't know how to edit the files, or she's mad
well
because
she
we
can
engaged with JFC.
yeah, she
Either
can have a
way, it's
refund when
not
she
our
gets a
problem.
she can get the refund when she gets a refund for the name change. So it's fine.
which was denied.
Yeah.
I had a question for you too. So the editing that she turned down, do you mind sharing like what that would cost?
To edit?
Yeah.
So every editing job is different, right? It's based on scope. Some people want sound effects and animations and shit popping out of the screen, and they want you to cut some B-roll from YouTube in. That's going to cost you a little bit more. But typically, if you want just a clean cut, I want all my audio mastered, I want my video cleaned up, I want all of my color correction done. For every hour of content, it's going to be about 90 minutes of editing. So we charge $175 for editing, and we charge $175 for studio time for walk-in guests. Therefore, for 2 hours, that would have been about 3 hours worth of editing costs. You can do the math on that.
Mm-hmm.
She had never inquired about it. So that was never even a discussion that was had.
Mm-hmm.
Well, well, I'm sorry that you kind of got dragged into all this. Just totally kind of going off topic here. How did you get into this business, and what do you love about what you do? I'm just curious.
I started my business 14 years ago now, which is aging me. And it started really just as a creative agency. And then in 2020, when everything was going straight to hell, we figured out, hey, we need to do something different. The economy has tanked and nobody's spending money on marketing. So what's the next wave? We're like, podcasts are the next wave of media. So we took a risk. We opened up a studio in the middle of the pandemic, worked on figuring out how to do all the things and do them well. And then fast forward, here we are now into almost 2025. I love meeting new people. I love making sure that we do a really great job. We pride ourselves on that. So that's kind of where getting accused of shitty files really irks me, because it's not our first rodeo. We didn't open up 4 minutes ago, and my team are professionals and they're great people. So it's insulting to the entire business as a whole. And that's why defaming my business, the audio clips.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, you broke up a little bit there.
Yep. Sorry. I said we saw that on Twitter. That was the opening. It's like, listen, if you want to come and defame my business, well, here's the clips. Let people decide for themselves.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, ladies, I'm going to let you guys get back to your live. I'm at a charity event. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be in touch again. I'm going to be chatting with a couple other people. So, Lauren, thank you for everything, and I will talk to y'all soon.
Dude, anytime, anything you need.
Have a great event. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So that was the studio rep. She's obviously very nice, very professional, and she takes a lot of pride in her work. You can see that she's not somebody who would, just pass off a shitty audio file willy-nilly. But hey, what matters? Anything is possible if you lie, David.
And she's been around. Her company's been around more than twice as long as Laura when she started her podcast. So she has over double the experience.
Yeah, and then I got our buddy on Reddit here in a second. I should have it. Somebody just posted a recap of David's video today so that I don't have to watch it, because I don't want to watch that shit. So we'll go over that in a second as soon as it's posted. They messaged me, so I don't think it's been approved yet. But
I watched part of it before I joined you here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not watching that shit. So
it's I feel like he's just kind of throwing a temper tantrum. We'll see.
Okay, so if you guys missed this whole saga that led to this tonight, that led to Layla coming on the stream, we'll show that real quick here. Not my notifications, Lauren. Maybe move that. Okay. All right. So David here had the bright idea to post, because you guys know I did a video last night, like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, about the studio and how Laura was making some claims that were not necessarily true. And so David posts this tweet. Laura asked me to share the short clip from our recent unreleased interview gone wrong. You can't sue me for this, David. It's a fucking tweet. This audio was so bad, it was unusable, as if the mics were off, so the sound was echoey and captured the whole room, which would have been painful to listen to over 2 hours. All right. Hang on. Let me turn the...
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So,
all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's picking up from all angles.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And you guys sound good.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So
I don't really feel like that's that bad, but that's not what the actual file sounds like.
Exactly. That's the video audio. That is not the mic audio.
Correct.
They're so dumb. How can people be so dumb?
I don't know. Dude, it's amazing.
I don't understand.
Anyways, here's what the studio posted in response. No. No. I'm not. I'm just saying. Here's what the studio. Now shut up. Okay, here's what the studio posted in response. And it's just this is from the actual audio file.
Oh, super. So we're all good to go. Check 1, 2.
Hello. Definitely be closer. Welcome to
Both of us? Okay. Here. Do you want me to move this? Yeah. Can I just turn it a little bit? Because I'm probably going to be reading a little bit from this. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's picking up from all angles. Okay.
So that was the same audio from the clip that we just saw, but it's
it.
the professional audio that Laura received.
Where's
So-
the echo, David?
Yeah, I don't hear it. Interesting, David. Maybe we should listen to your mic. How about it?
Noise.
Oh, I can hear
Noise.
that loud.
Yeah,
and
that's
clear.
exactly what it
Check,
is. Noise.
Noise.
Oh,
Hello.
oh yeah, that's not hard to hear at all, is it?
Welcome to the jungle.
I agree. It's a little hard to listen to, but not because of
Take
echo.
me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
Loud and clear, you jackass. Maybe think twice before you disparage someone's business online. You don't have a trustworthy client. You run your own legal filing that she has credibility issues. Double check shit before you start spewing it on Twitter. By the way, I'm still waiting to be served. You ignorant fuck.
How many days does he have left?
He can technically sue me anytime. Doesn't matter. Just, he has 4 more days or 5 more days to do it for YouTube before they restore the video.
Mhm.
I was nice enough to the guy. He just chooses not to pay attention to that. So now I'm not being nice anymore.
He's like he's nice enough at the beginning when he thinks he might be able to manipulate you.
Mhm.
Oh, bye. Okay.
Get out.
And then when he sees like what game he's gonna have to play, are you easily manipulated or are you gonna stand your ground
Yeah.
for like truth and honesty and whatever? So and that's why I think that he doesn't get along with most people because they're not falling for his bullshit,
Right.
in my opinion.
Jesus Christ. I mean, all the guy had to do was like take 5 minutes out of his day to double check. Maybe he could himself email the studio, be like, hey, we're having some problems with this. Can you maybe send me over the file and see if I can figure it out? That's all it would have taken. It would have taken.
I commented on one of his videos that I would be happy to help them with the editing.
I didn't see that. Yeah. I might have seen that.
And guess what I used to learn all this shit? Google.
Yeah, I figure. Yeah, I'm self-taught in editing too, so it's not very hard.
No,
Just
it's not. And there are a bunch of free programs you can use.
Right.
Oh my God.
All right, one second. I'm trying to find this post so we can go over the highlights from this shit show. There we go.
I didn't see the cat, I will say.
The cat.
But I didn't see the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I was pretty hype about the cat, and then David was just a dick to me anyways, so not worth it in my opinion. Hang on, let's share this tab instead. All right, here we go. So we got our friend, I still don't know how to pronounce this. I'm so sorry. Help.
Hitozakura.
Yeah, what she said. Okay.
Hitozakura.
Thank you, my friend. I am so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, they said, hi, everyone. A huge thank you to Wentworth Bandit for giving me a heads up that this video was released. Otherwise, instead of watching and recapping this video, I would have read work files during dinner and all throughout the night. Well, I had to have someone do it, so I didn't have to watch it. So thank you. I do have to go back to work, though. So while I provided a detailed recap, my personal commentary is very limited. That sucks because I like that part. I'm pretty sure no one actually cares about my commentary. Hello, I do. But I did feel like that head exploding emoji numerous times while watching this video. All right. Here we go. David and Laura share a little banter about Laura's lovely video background. It's one of those fake backgrounds, but he jokes about the lovely casita. Yeah, we use those same things for work. So I, picked up on that, but, whatever. That's cool. David says he's never going to tweet again, but he knows he's lying. He literally tweeted after this to slander the studio who just proved that he lied. So you're a clown. Thanks. Laura says she's doing just as bad as always, and David tells her to talk about happy things. David reiterates that the deadline for Woodnick's appeal is Christmas and that everyone is waiting for that appeal document with bated breath. I mean, honestly, dude, like I said last night, I don't really give a shit about Laura's appeal. I would feel bad for Clayton if Laura somehow won that on a technicality, but like, I don't give a shit about Laura's appeal. She's still a terrible person, win or lose. All right. David listened to Reality Steve's podcast with Rachel Juarez. Oh, we know that. Okay. And said it was interesting. Also says that Dave Neal put out a video with reading an email from some retired lawyer. I thought you didn't watch that, David. Claims that Dave Neal put out that video was an attempt to bring somebody in who's a little bit more on point because oh my God, you asshole. Sorry. Because Rachel Juarez, while brilliant with a great educational background, interesting work experience, but limited federal court experience. I mean, okay. I mean, at least he was somewhat complimentary. I won't harp on him for that. About that. Okay, I won't.
Yeah, but it was like very backhanded.
Yeah, but I think for him that's like a decent line.
I don't know. I do wonder too. What's your opinion? If Rachel were a man, do you think he would be saying anything differently, or do you think he'd be saying the same stuff?
I actually do think he would be the same. I don't think this is a sexism thing at all because I've seen the way he talks about Greg Woodnick.
Well, that's true.
So,
but I think he realizes like Greg Woodnick bests him in like probably every area, including below the belt.
Yeah. No, I don't think this is because Rachel's a woman. I think it's just arrogance generally. David states that because Arizona state rules are copied from the federal rules, if you don't have federal court experience or aren't licensed in Arizona, then following along or expressing opinions about this stuff is maybe not the best thing. I mean, dude, aren't you a free speech lawyer? So expressing opinions might be okay under which amendment was it? The first
69th. Oh. That's why I'm Schnitzel Ninja 69. It's the 69th amendment.
Fucking Lord. Okay. And we've been demonetized, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, speaking of, let me get to these really quick.
Okay.
Cat Lady Ballerina, thank you for the 20. Are the studio owners cat ladies? They have the can-do effort attitude of a claustrophobic cat lady getting ready to climb under a rickety trailer that will probably fall on her while she's trying to rescue a screaming kitten. That's very specific. Is there something else you would like to tell me? Let's talk about this in private. Okay.
My brain's still processing that.
Thank you, Cat Lady, for the 20. I will figure out what that means later. Texas Proud, thank you for the 20. Texas stands for truthful women. I'm sure Layla in the studio appreciate that. Justice for Clayton, thank you for the 5. Everything Laura Owens touches turns into a lawsuit. Yeah, that's true. That's not true. Buttons the dog didn't turn into a lawsuit, right? He's just a line in a restraining order claim.
Exactly.
Was it a he or a she? That dog?
I think it's a boy.
Okay, so he. Erica Murphy, thank you for the 4 super sticker. Appreciate that. I don't know if you had a comment that went with that. I must have missed it. I'm so sorry. Texas Proud, thank you for the 10. I never watched Bachelor, but I got involved because of false claims against men. My opinion. Huh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean involved with the case? Okay, I thought you meant with the Bachelor. I was like, you got involved with the what? All right. Cat Lady Ballerina, thank you for the $2. Y'all, we have a problem. I haven't taken an edible. Well, I certainly thought you had before that first comment. All right. Sure. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate your support.
Did you see Bruce's comment?
I did not. Which
Most
one?
recent one.
69th Amendment. What happens with Schnitzel Ninja stays with Schnitzel Ninja. Okay. Sure.
Sure. Okay. You're like, I've heard some shit.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why this is so funny to me. Buttons is dead.
I know.
Like, yeah, I know, but we don't have to think about that. I like dogs. All right. Okay, where was I? David states that people can laugh at the amateur state of his YouTube videos, which, again, I was very supportive. I said he was doing a decent job. I was nice about his cat and him telling his own stories. But what does he do? He threatens to sue me for $150,000. So.
I personally didn't care about like the quality or anything. If he's not trying to do it, for to make money and for the future and that stuff. Like, I don't care
Yeah.
if you have a webcam, like a shitty ass webcam. Like, that didn't bother me. I don't care if you got your like name tag on your headphones, like whatever. Like, dude's just making a video. But yeah, then he's like an asshole and everything else,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
But states that when he watches all the videos presenting their legal analysis, he sees them as amateurs. It's pathetically bad. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. But the analysis and understanding of Arizona law and procedure and what we were trying to argue and what the actual goal of the appeal is, it's like I'm watching people who have no idea what they're talking about. It's not disrespecting. Put on your lawyer hat and try to make these arguments, and I will wipe the floor with you. Well, we saw how that worked out the last time you were this cocky towards another lawyer. So, the thing is, like, I wouldn't be like, no, you're definitely gonna lose or you suck or anything like that. Like, but when he talks that way about everyone, and then you see that he doesn't like live up to the hype that he presents, it's kind of like, how can I take you seriously? So you got to stop being such a dick all the time, and then people can actually listen to you, and maybe you will actually get through to somebody. But you would actually have to withdraw the lawsuits you present to them first, David. I'm open to an apology, David. I will accept that electronically. Send it to my representative, Omar Serrato, who I see you mentioned later in this video. But we'll get to that. All right. David highlights that he's been practicing for 20 years and has taken 2 bar exams. Cool. All right.
Congrats, man.
Well, I have no rude comment about that. That's fine.
No, I would just say congratulations and.
All right. David says he hasn't seen anything from Omar in weeks and hope he's okay. That's not true. Omar is in your email inbox. He sent my counter notification on YouTube. You should probably get on that, dude. He states that Omar
right
tried.
behind
I fucking wish. No. That would be fun. He states that Omar tried to explain why he's wrong, but David states that because David is licensed in Arizona, he knows the law better than Omar does. But apparently something about that made him want to help Omar, even though he's trying to help Laura. He wants to help people who are getting it so wrong. Really. The teacher in him wants to help people get the right understanding, even if he's not really a teacher. I mean, dude, I don't see you trying to teach anybody. I don't see you trying to help anybody. You're just being a giant asshole. Like, if somebody's giving valid criticism or commentary on your YouTube shit, like, the proper response is not, oh, I got to go register this with the copyright authority right now, and I'm going to sue you even though you're in debt more than I could get from you. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's not even true. I'm not that much in debt, but I'm definitely in debt. Let's see. The Magdalorian, thank you for the 5. Lauren Schnitzel combo is truly the best. I think so. Salvatoria, thank you for the 15. Thank you for standing up to this human trash. Thank you for being here. Boxing for Life, thank you for the 5. I'm glad the BBB dismissed it. I expect the AG to do the same. The FBI will also. The FBI, not again. The FBI. That's usually Laura's next step. Oh, God, I hadn't thought about that.
Right?
Thanks for that. Let's open that can of worms. All right. Laura interjects and tells David that he really is a teacher, that he cares about the rules, and that's what she's said all along. It's not like you're trying to represent criminals. Honey.
That's all he can get as clients.
Honey. Please.
In my opinion.
Please. Oh my God. You care about the law and you will drop clients, me included, if you find that we're lying. Well, that's clearly not true. You lied in your deposition, you motherfucker. Like, what is wrong with you?
Right.
All right. Oh, I guess she didn't lie. Well, no, she probably did lie in her deposition because she was still saying she went to Planned Parenthood in Mission Viejo at that point.
And I think she was claiming that that there is no like nothing was ever filed in 2014 in San Francisco when it was filed, and then she, like, what is it called if you withdraw it? Like, just withdrawing it.
Yes.
So it was that's why there may not be a record of it, because it was withdrawn by her after she was called out by his lawyer.
Yeah. And that victim has never been named, right? So we're not gonna.
Well, we haven't. Gingras, I think, leaked the name or posted the name.
I don't feel any need to sing to that level. So.
No. I'm just saying it's out there, but not because of any of us.
Oh, sure, yeah, I got you. All right. Let's see. David states that this case is way bigger than Laura. It's one of the most important Arizona cases he's worked on, and can potentially affect the state of Arizona in a very bad way if the appeal is affirmed. This case is incredibly important for reasons that have nothing to do with Laura or Clayton. It has to do with the rules of procedure, why they were not followed, and why it's a big effing deal. Listen, the more you say it, like, it doesn't matter, or like, it doesn't matter if she was pregnant or not, like, it fucking matters. Every time you say that, it matters more, because it's like people see right through you just trying to deflect with that procedural shit. Like, if you really want to argue procedure, fine, but don't be a dick about the other stuff. Otherwise, no one's going to listen to you talk about procedure. If he just sat down in his little office and did a YouTube video about procedure, I might listen to that. I wouldn't show it on my channel because I don't have an extra 150K to spare, David. But, you know, I might watch it. I won't now because he's been an asshole to me, but, you know. All right. David compares practicing law to walking a tightrope. If you fall, you're going to die, except you have a safety net. The safety net is apparently a safe harbor under Rules 11 and 26. That's just like, okay. So even if that is the rule, and I'm not saying it's not. I'm not even saying it's not. I'm saying it shouldn't be. That's how I feel about it. That's my opinion. It's not the facts, you know. It's just my opinion.
You're not claiming to be a lawyer.
Oh, not today, no. No. Salvatore, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Guys, I will be doing a members only stream tomorrow or Thursday. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, the last one we did, I was going to do like a 30-minute to maybe an hour members only stream, and it ended up being 2.5 hours of the most ridiculous shit I have ever heard. So it was a good time. It was a good time. Some of you guys were there. I know Bruce caught the end of it. So, all right. Can you do me a favor, because I am clearly getting my sinuses stuffed up, and just read this one bullet point right here.
Oh yeah, I
Thank
can't
you.
even tell though.
I will be right back while I clear my throat and nose without you watching.
Don't mute it. Don't mute it. Okay. DG states that in 24 years of practicing law, he has signed thousands of pleadings, and every single time he feels the weight of Rule 11 on his shoulders. Because if he says something factually untrue or makes a legal argument that is unsupported, he can get in big trouble for that. However, he doesn't lose sleep over it because he knows he has a safety net. If he makes a mistake, or if a client lies to me, God forbid, or if he has bad information or files a brief with faulty information, he's not going to lose his house or get sued. Oh, well, he threatened to make other people lose their house, didn't he? Or get sued into oblivion, threatened to sue other people, didn't he? Or get dragged through 6 to 12 months of litigation. What, like Clayton? About whether the mistake is deliberate, inadvertent. Quote, Rules 11 and 26 don't give a shit what your intentions were. They just care if you make a mistake, unintentional or intentional. That we follow a 3-step process. You get a chance to fix it before you get in trouble. And in your case, you didn't get a chance to fix it. You still tried to do the right thing anyway by filing a motion to dismiss literally the next day. And then Woodnick and Mata just go off to the races and decide to drag you through court. You're muted.
Sorry, I was just swearing a lot, so it's fine. Oh no, I was muted the whole time. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So you were talking about like threatening with the homelessness or whatever, and I was like, some podcaster, I think. But yeah, that explains a lot. I was like, why is she not picking up on my joke there?
Oh, sorry. For like talking right over you. You're like,
no,
okay, fine.
I just forgot after I was done snorting my own phlegm to unmute myself. Sorry, guys. It's been a bad week for illness. All right. Did you finish that paragraph already?
I did. It's like,
okay.
Like the most ridiculous thing of this whole thing I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Like literally, he's done literally all of those things to other people. And he's assuming Laura is just a normal, everyday person, like who was actually pregnant and who filed in good faith when, like, we all know that she didn't, and the evidence is there to prove that she didn't. And you know, he keeps comparing it to his situation, which is like nothing like his situation. Number one, there was an actual child.
Yeah, dude.
And number two, it doesn't seem like the woman was like, well, without saying other things, Laura.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh man. Okay, let's see. All right. David says that when people say sanctions can be granted outside of Rule 26, that's when he wants to grab and shake people. Please do not touch us. To make them see where the mistake is, but he thinks that's a bridge too far. Well, nice to see you kind of drew that conclusion by yourself. All right.
And that he even can't just say that.
David quotes Napoleon, never interrupt your enemy when they're in the middle of making a mistake. Hilarious, because I waited till he was done slandering the studio to go full asshole on him. So.
As did they.
Oh my god. David states that Marcus, the lawyer in Woodnick's firm who is writing the appeal, is not his enemy, and he's not going to say one bad thing about him. I don't believe you. I don't.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, maybe not here, but I don't believe you.
No. I'm just saying, like, well, he hasn't done anything yet. He's going to wait until the appeal is filed, and then he's going to be like, what an asshole. Blah, blah, blah.
David isn't like that. He doesn't go around hating on people because he's a bad guy or caustic or argumentative. I'm sorry. What was it you said when you tweeted your phone number at me, Mr.
Mr. Caustic Argumentative Man?
Please leave me alone. Like, guys, I talk shit on my YouTube channel because it's just me talking. I don't actually want David to talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Do not talk to me. I do not want contact with you. I will consider it harassment and I will report it as such. You may direct your complaint to Omar, who is in your inbox, as I said earlier. All right. Let's see.
He doesn't like Woodnick because
he doesn't like Woodnick because of Woodnick's conduct. Hey, I hate when lawyers act like gentlemen. It's ridiculous. Marcus hasn't done anything wrong yet. Although if he makes an argument David disagrees with, I'll respect that as a gentleman. See, I didn't even know he was going to use the word.
Right? Yeah, that was perfect.
States that disagreements are fine, but the law needs to be followed. David wants to see what the other side's arguments are, but doesn't think they have anywhere to go. David claims he could spill all of the beans about all the concerns about this case. And that they still wouldn't have anywhere to go with this case. One of us is either completely right or completely wrong. Well,
I will, like, they have the response is going to blow the appeal out of the water. I mean, and that's all I can say.
Yeah, I got you. David stopped by the Court of Appeals in Tucson just to vibe with it. It's giving me Ted Mosby, like, feeling the Empire State Building. Like,
he wanted to, like, imagine himself. It goes into it. Yeah, imagine himself, like, in his first sentence. You know, they're going to be all that stuff.
He's never argued in the Court of Appeals in Tucson. He has in Phoenix. I lived in Tucson, guys, by the way. Standing there in front of the building, he had an epiphany that these arguments are on social media. That these arguments are on social media have nothing to do with him. Well, actually, it does, because you're threatening to sue me personally. So if you want to go ahead and drop that shit, maybe you should tweet about it since you made this so public. States that he knows Laura wants her side of the story out, and therefore she has asked him to speak about her case, and he has done that. But at the end of the day, 3 judges in Tucson will look at this case for an hour max. Okay.
And deny it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
in my opinion.
I hope so, yeah. David and Laura have a little banter where he jokingly says that Laura told him she had 12 paternity cases. I don't think that was a joke.
Right? No, you should watch that part. Or ask someone for a clip of it.
I refuse. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit at all. Her response was, yeah, right? So the thing is, I'm not like Laura. I don't want to watch Laura. Laura watches me, okay? I wish she would stop. Really, I wish she would stop. But I can't stop you. Okay? Because even if there was a way to block her from watching me, she would come up with 12 new accounts. All right. Her response was, yeah, right. But he states that all this BS will not come into the Court of Appeals. They are just going to look at the case dry and figure out what to do. He continues to state that it was almost irrelevant what the facts of the case were. The only thing that matters was the law followed. And that is where they're going to run into problems, because that might fly in court. That's fine. But Laura Owens brought this to the court of public opinion the second she sent that out to tabloids and she posted her Dropbox on Reddit. So that's not the only court you're fighting in. And if you want people to stop, like, hating on you all the time, then stop being so fucking hateable. Tell the truth.
Exactly.
All right. David scratches his head when people say Laura may get off on a technicality. Well, that's true. Because to him, a technical win is still a win. Oh, I know all about that, sir. I know how you feel about that. Yeah. I won't get into it because I'm a better person than him. Talks about Trump being convicted, but still going to the White House. Cool. You're not Donald Trump, bro. Your client definitely isn't Donald Trump, bro. All right. Except maybe they're both, con artists in terms of business.
Not wanting to pay people for the work they've done, instead suing them.
Listen, I'm not, like I said, I've a million times before, I don't care what people's politics are, but you will occasionally hear me clown on a politician for one or two things. Like Ted Cruz with his hair gel. All right. David says that if she wins the appeal, he doesn't know if that will preclude her having a second trial. You don't want to do that, dude. But he doesn't want that for her. The video glitches right then, and they have to splice it due to a Zoom logout. Okay. David resumes and says there is zero chance the Court of Appeals will decide on whether Laura was or was not pregnant. That's fine. That's fine. Because Laura brought that to everyone else's judgment. So, and then asked if she would ever want another trial on the same issue with Clayton. Apparently, David and Laura did discuss some ideas about what a second trial would look like, but let's not go there right now.
Because you know exactly what she tried to claim in that.
Well, it would go the same way as the defamation trials they keep threatening. She would fail miserably after discovery.
I mean, well, I think that she would try to claim grape.
And I feel like there's enough evidence that did not happen.
I mean, I do too. It's so, with any type of like sexual assault, it is so hard to prove.
Right.
Or disprove. It's harder to disprove.
It's easier when you lie about everything else, though.
Well, yeah. So I personally, that's what I think. When I saw that part that she was alluding to.
Okay. Okay. David says he doesn't like being evasive or cheating people out of the end of a story, but in Laura's case, people have to accept the fact that the legal system is not perfect and cannot deliver total satisfaction like a movie can. David states that he is only here to get Laura through this mess and have her go on with her life. Compares the trial to a football game and claims if the game ends in a tie with no conclusion, it doesn't matter to me. David states that Laura wants her name cleared in a way. Well, that's never going to happen until she comes clean. She agrees it's important for me. David goes on to say that Clayton wants the same thing too. And David and Laura both say, I don't know what he would be cleared from. You accused him of rape, you assholes. I mean, seriously, you want to pretend that didn't happen? David states that because there are no children, so Clayton's only claim is that she brought the case into court knowing she wasn't pregnant, but Laura had all these positive tests. Okay, but how about the false proof she presented? You don't think that she might fake a test or take something to fake a test? Granted, she went through all of that trouble to fake everything else.
Also, you know what? I'm sure the CEO of Smile in Arizona has, months ago caught wind of her little game here and what she edited and put their name on. And I'm sure they don't appreciate that very much. And I'm also sure they probably talked with the county attorney and the investigators. And I'm pretty sure they don't want people getting away with stuff like that because it doesn't look good for their business. So I wonder what she thinks about that.
I don't know, man. Texas Proud, thank you for the 10 again. As a great grandmother, only involved because of injustices, my opinion. I think I missed this comment when she posted it. What was that relating to? Do we know?
Is it great grandmother?
I know that they said something earlier about, I never watched The Bachelor but got involved because of false claims against men, my opinion. Okay, as a great grandmother, only involved because of injustices. I gotcha.
Got it.
Well, appreciate you being here, Texas Proud. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. Go through that.
DJ also talks, I think
DG also talks about how people keep asking him why he ever thought that Laura was pregnant, that people called him an ethical scumbag because they claimed that he knew she lied and that she was never pregnant. So how could you represent her? He states that the appeals process has nothing to do with whether she was pregnant. He's just her legal advocate. Okay, but if you say something like, if she's lying, I will drop her as a client, and then people show time and time again that she lied, and you don't, then it's your credibility that's also going down the toilet. So this whole thing, him continuing to defend this, it's like an insult to his own intelligence. And I believe I said that before, because he's not stupid. He's not stupid. Okay, but he makes himself, seem a little bit dumber when he pretends he thinks she was actually pregnant. That's just what I think. All right. Erica says he was her legal advocate in family court, not just appeals court. Gotcha. Okay. David also talks about how people... Okay, we got that. David states that Judge Mata made her ruling in June. Whether you think it's a good ruling or bad ruling, I don't want to make things political, but... But Trump's convicted in court, and his followers say that it was rigged, and we don't accept it. Can we say the same about Mata?
Does Mata look like someone who gives a fuck about the Bachelor franchise?
No.
I think she has probably more important things to do with her time.
But her sister followed him on Instagram. Well, he's involved in a high publicity case because your client brought it to the public, and it's happening locally where her family lives. So why wouldn't she want to follow it?
Right.
All right. Can we say the same about Mata? I don't know. I have my own personal opinions about whether it was a valid result. Yeah, we all know. You can't pretend to be modest now.
And that's the thing, like, no matter if it was the appeals court or a second trial or whatever, if anyone rules against them, they're going to say it. I mean, it is like Trump in a way, not the political thing, but just the personality of like, none of this is valid. Like, everyone's against us. It's rigged, blah, blah, blah. That's what it would be every single time.
Yeah. Could I get you to read these two?
Yes.
Thank you.
DG states that he has a strong viewpoint and he never got to explain in June. DG claims that he could play a game where he has a LO cup and a Clayton cup and puts quarters in each cup for each claim that strengthens their side of the case, but that may never satisfy anyone. Would it really help? He states it certainly wouldn't help with the Court of Appeals. LO interjects, it wouldn't change the mind of JFC. That it wouldn't change the minds of people who already don't believe her.
It's just a typo, yeah.
Okay. And thinks that it doesn't matter what the undecided folks think. He says he's willing to do a video with that quarter game if LO is willing. He claims that all that would happen is the JOC would claim that DG is an idiot. I don't think you need to play that quarter game for people to think that about you.
No. Yo, hold on one second. MSP, I included all those quotes in the recap just for you. Did you write this? Did you write this? Is that you?
Don't out yourself.
I mean, I doubt they care if they did. But if yes, say blink. If yes, blink once. If no, blink twice. All right. Go ahead.
DG confesses that there are things that he had missed. There were things that happened before he was involved, and then things that happened while he was involved but wasn't given time to investigate, such as the Maricini and Gillespie issues. DG thinks that, quote, real diehard JFCers think Maricini and Gillespie are a critical part of your story, end quote. Whereas in DG's view, he gives no weight whatsoever because when someone has relevant information, he doesn't pay attention to it.
Okay, so yes, this is the recapper, guys. Say thank you to MSP.
Maybe it's high toe Zakura, like high toe.
High toes.
Right?
Is
high toe Zakura.
Or are you just being weird?
Me? I don't know. No, I'm trying to understand this name.
Thank you. Actually, I messaged this person. I didn't know if they would be in chat or not. I messaged the person on Reddit because I'd seen their other recaps, and I was like, "Hey, help a sister out! Like, I don't want to watch this shit. Can you fucking do this for me?" So, thank you. You're a godsend. I wish I could send you a super chat or something, but I don't know how to do that. So, maybe some other time. Okay. Oh no, I know what I'll do. I'll go spend all my free awards on their Reddit posts because they expire on 12/31. So and I don't have any paid, like I don't have any Reddit coins or anything like that anymore. I don't know if that's still a thing. David claims that when he merely picks up the phone and says "let's talk," when he's informed of people who may have knowledge, I'm never mad about it. I'm never aggressive about it. That's hilarious. I'm not like, oh, you better not say that, really, because he dared. He dared people to not say something. I said it, and then he couldn't do anything about it. So then he pulled this copyright bullshit. Oh, you better not do that. Oh, you better not do that.
Aggressive is like probably one of like the top 5 words I would use for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Cat Lady Ballerina, wait, did he delete his Twitter post about the podcast? Dude, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I like Twix. It should have been renamed Twix instead of X.
Twix would have been a way better name than X.
Great.
God.
He could have just bought Twix.
Except it's already taken by a candy, isn't it?
Yeah, but he could buy Twix and then like use.
Yeah, he's gonna buy 2 things, and he's already trying to go to Mars and shit. But probably needs to buy all that alien crap when he gets up there. Just better to save, I guess. All right. You can't do that as a lawyer. That is witness tampering. Okay, so he's talking about the witnesses. Okay, not just like random people, because random people he's totally aggressive to. Also the witnesses, but you can't threaten somebody not to tell the truth, which I never did with any of these guys. I begged. You begged. That's hilarious. Well, not begged them to talk to me. I pleaded with them politely to tell me whatever information they had. And the response universally across the board was, I ain't talking to you, David. Well, I wonder why that was. We saw why that was.
Oh, no. He's like a kid who like goes around and beats everyone up and then is like, nobody likes me. And you're like, well, I fucking wonder why.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I was just checking something real quick. Okay. David says he has interviewed hundreds of witnesses, and people who have nothing to hide are glad to share any information and will talk his ear off. Give me a minute.
Oh, maybe he has a future in comedy. Like, people just have to know who he is, and then he can say this stuff, and I think he would make a lot of people laugh.
This is ridiculous. Wait, can you finish that? Because I can't.
Oh, God.
I cannot do it.
Quote, okay. There's no reason for Gillespie and Maricini not to talk to me unless their story had holes in it. Apparently, Laura's back had holes in it straight to her fucking uterus.
No! Oh, no!
Or
You're
that
doing
they
worse
were-
than I would have.
that they were concerned that if DG gets into my story and I tell them this and that, then he'll fact check me, and maybe the fact check isn't so good, so I'm not going to talk to him. Yeah, I bet that's exactly what they thought.
A forensic analyst fact checked him, you bitch.
Exactly. He claims he doesn't know what the truth is because he didn't speak to either of them. And in his opinion, quote, I can't give any weight at all to a person who is not willing to let someone else investigate their claim and fact check it. Yeah, as you said, the forensic analysis, and then which he didn't want to take the laptop himself to analyze himself. It was offered to him and he didn't want to do it. So why the fuck didn't you want to fact check that? Because you knew exactly what it was going to say about your client. That's why you didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He states that's why disclosure is mandatory in Arizona and claims that never happened in Laura's case.
Wasn't Laura a little shaky with the disclosure?
Yeah, she wouldn't turn
Am I
over.
remembering that wrong?
Yeah, she didn't turn over any of her devices.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what? I wonder what they would have found on there. Yeah, obviously nothing, right? There wouldn't have been anything on there. That's why she didn't turn them over. She's completely innocent. No Photoshop on there.
Ronnie G, thank you for the membership. Don't forget that we're having a members only stream tomorrow or Thursday. I will post an announcement tomorrow. Okay.
He states that because he didn't have the opportunity, he couldn't care less about their stories unless their story is scrutinized by him, not by some YouTubers, but states that this time has long past. He never got an opportunity. It didn't make a difference because they didn't get to speak during the trial. Although he's trying to claim that this, I love this. So he complains about how little time they had, right? And I think everybody wished they had more time than 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Everybody does. But he claims, they had so little time. So don't you think he would have known? He probably thought he was going to have time left over to interview to cross-examine Clayton, and fucker didn't manage his time right. And he can say all he wants about it, but we all know he ran out of time. And so for him to say that the reason they chose to let any of the witnesses stay in court is because it was going to take 5 minutes per person to get up and down and all this bullshit, so it was going to eat away at their time. Bitch knew those people were not going to testify. Everybody knew those people were not going to have time to testify. So it's just bullshit. And I'm telling you, he is lying. That is not the reason.
Yeah.
They allowed the witnesses in the courtroom.
Yeah. No, I know. Okay. David states that other YouTubers make money when they put out a video. Well, not if they demonetize the stream, David, when they're commenting on your content. Just saying. You might want to think about that before you put out statements saying that somebody monetized your content.
Also, you know what? If Laura's watching those videos, she's paying those people.
Well, just like she pays for Dave Neal's Patreon.
Exactly. Your own client is paying for that stuff.
Yeah. While he loses money while making videos, he's claiming that he's doing this almost as public relations, and he wants people to know the truth about Laura's case. If you want people to know the truth about Laura's case, you need to look at the truth first. But you refuse. So go on Steve's podcast, listen to what he has to say. And if you start spewing this same bullshit after that, after you've heard everything and you can't pretend you haven't anymore, then we'll know that you're just an asshole. All right. David says he is fascinated by Laura's case and the psychology of what has happened here. You could write books about it. I mean, I'm assuming she will.
I think you could write a docuseries about it.
Interesting. What an idea. Laura states she's feeling pretty bad about life, but David says he doesn't want to sit here and give anyone the satisfaction of knowing she's not in the best place. No one wants that.
No, yeah, exactly. No, I would love to see her tell the truth, go get help, and live a happy fucking life.
Right? She doesn't want to, though.
No, she doesn't want to. And I don't revel in that. I don't want it. Probably fucking sucks to know that you've lied this much about so many things and you're finally getting called out. You probably feel backed into a corner. You just dig the hole deeper and deeper and deeper. I am sure that fucking sucks. I would not want to be there myself. So I don't envy her. But she's put herself there. She deserves to be exactly where she is. And if she puts in the effort and the work to turn that around, then she deserves to have goodness and positivity in her life.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Mean, dude, I've been outspoken about don't criticize her appearance. And I don't even I know lots of people, like to say she's in the lower category for horses or kid category or whatever. And I'm just no, dude, I think it's all hard. So that's cool for her. So I go out of my way to sometimes be a little bit more supportive of her having a productive life that doesn't include harassing people.
I mean, I think something like that talks to her character. It could. Yeah. It's not just oh, look, she can't compete against older people or whatever. But it's why is she there? Is it and maybe we don't know why, but people can speculate, right? But maybe that speaks to who she is at a at a certain level.
I gotta tell you, I just don't care that much as long as she stays busy.
Sure, yeah.
Karen Carson, thank you for the 5. Owens is so much like hurt. It makes me want to laugh or throw up or drink and laugh and then throw up. I mean, you could do all those. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I got through. She's not in the best place, right?
Yes.
We're going to get you into a better place. That's my job. Okay, but if that were true, you would not have published her suicidal thoughts in your blog.
Yeah.
You would have gotten her help to get her to a better place.
And you wouldn't call people out for, I don't know, doing wellness checks or the FBI out for doing wellness checks. If people actually cared, if the FBI actually cared about your client's own, or her mother's own words for her, people care. They don't want her to hurt herself. They don't want her to die. I have talked with many members of the community, or whatever community people feel like they want to be called or a part of, whatever, but people who are following the case, and I don't know. Anyway, I have not met or talked to a single person who wants to cause harm to her or wants her to cause harm to herself.
No, nobody wants that. The only people who have ever said that are David and Laura. So,
Right.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna get that place. It's my job. Blah blah. Sometimes you have to go through hell before you can get to heaven. So just hang in there. Who said that? Was it Moses or Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat? David makes a joke. Maybe the bar will take away my license because JFC says I'm not nice. Well, that's a light way of putting that you're a cunt. Although he says he doesn't think that's going to happen, nor does he think Laura will go to jail for Rachel Mitchell, but he does follow up saying weirder things have happened by claiming Trump is going to the White House. Please talk more about Trump.
Find one example that supports like what they're trying to say, and then they'll just like use it ad nauseum.
Yeah. All right. DG ends the video telling Laura to go ride her horse and be happy. Please do. Please. And ask people to be nice to each other. Okay, well, you have to stop accusing them of rape falsely first. And that when the Woodnick response to appeal comes through, he'll read through it and they have 20 days to reply. I just want to touch on that be nice to each other point right there, David. You baited me into what you thought was an appropriate trap so that you could try to sue me, a broke healthcare worker in debt, for $150,000 over a non-monetized commentary of your non-monetized video. I don't want to hear you say be nice to each other because you're a fucking dick. David states that he knows what will happen. They may win, lose, draw, but states there's still the fourth quarter. The Arizona Supreme Court. LO states that she would prefer not to go there. I believe that she would. And David states that it would be a waste of time. David states that if Clayton loses in the third quarter, the appeals, he should just pick up his balls and go home, and then chuckles about his bad metaphor. I don't even have anything left on that one. All right. And this is our friend's personal commentary, the one who wrote this recap, and she's here with us in the chat tonight. So we're going to read her personal
Thank you
comments.
for the recap.
Yes. I liked it better when she interjected throughout the thing with her comments, but she put them at the end to be nice to us so that we would know the difference. But I'm just kind of like, no, just put your shit in there. I don't care. It makes it easier to read. All right. Okay. Let's see. Personal commentary. One, honestly, every time I listen to these videos, I feel like half my brain cells want to die and the other half want to riot. I didn't know if she meant rot or riot. Riot, okay.
Or both.
Yo. Can we split it into thirds, maybe? I laughed out loud when Laura said, it's not like you're trying to represent you care about the law. Yeah. You care about the law and you'll drop clients, me included, if you find that we're lying. You don't say. Tell me if someone tampers with medical records or commits fraud. What does that make them? Bored.
It makes misstatements.
Yeah, totally. For someone who claims he's so nice, he's pretty mean about Greg and Mike. And that metaphor about Clayton at the end was pretty disrespectful. I agree. But I mean, Laura knows more about Clayton and his balls than David does, so I don't know why he's talking about it. He insists he was not aggressive when requesting to talk to Greg or Mike and that nothing he did constituted witness tampering. Keep telling yourself that.
We'll see what the bar thinks about that.
Yeah, sure.
When
Sure.
that result should be coming fairly soon.
Justice for Clayton. There is all of Clayton's balls.
I was gonna say keep Clayton's balls out of your mouth, Gingras.
That's for Laura. Okay. Let's see. He insists he was not aggressive. We got through that. He harps about disclosure being mandatory and that he should have had an opportunity to interview Greg and Mike so that he could scrutinize their stories. Laura was also mandated to disclose all the facilities she went to for her pregnancy, but she did not close Planned Parenthood LA until the day in court. So wouldn't you say that the other side should have received this knowledge during disclosure so they could investigate that matter? Funny how this is never an issue in his mind. He loves to insert little commentaries to paint the other side as I was about to say petitioner, as potentially disingenuous, and to quote him, "It is pathetically bad when he makes these attempts." David and Laura both say, "I don't know what Clayton, would be cleared from, seeing as Laura ever so graciously dragged him through the court and the media over a completely fabricated claim. I can see why Clayton wants it to be completely transparent that Laura was never pregnant and that she lied about the whole matter, especially seeing as she's clearly not repentant in this case or in any of the previous cases." And then the last one says, "I was deeply depressed that Aurora was not in this video. She's literally the only beacon of hope in any of these videos." Well, thank you for watching them so we didn't have to. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say too that, Woodnick, obviously, when he took on Clayton as a client, he knew what Greg Gillespie had gone through, which also means he knew what Mike Maricini had gone through. So of course they know the false, in my opinion, the false claims of sexual assault, domestic violence against Mike Maricini with their restraining order.
Well, I'm going to interject here because my balls are out, dude. This is not an opinion. This is a fact. Mike Maricini did not abuse Laura Owens. She's a liar.
No, I mean, I 100% agree with you. But my point is, like, they saw the TEDx, the Chicken Soup for the Soul, like all the attention she was getting. It's the reason she started her podcast, like she says, right? Like all this stuff. So they saw what she could turn this into. So of course they're not just gonna let it go and fall by the wayside. Of course not.
Yeah. No, of course not. I mean, again, I'm a better person, so I'm not going to bring up what I could bring up right now, which I feel like might with David.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like David, if he had to relate to his past, might feel a little differently. But those claims, I don't believe they were false, in my opinion. So,
I also agree with you.
All right, guys. So for the members only stream that's going to be tomorrow or Thursday, check my Twitter page or go here to my YouTube page and then hit the community tab where I'll put an announcement. It'll be a members only post that will have the link to the members only stream. I'll put what time it's at and you'll be able to see it here. But I won't have that post up until tomorrow at some point, probably later in the day. So I just want to let you guys know where to look for that. Also, if you're a member on Patreon, I will post if you're a paid member on Patreon, you get to join the members only lives also. So I will put that link in there. You guys can join the free Patreon where I put links and announcements to all of the stuff that I have going on. Maybe I'll put some pictures in there of Christmas stuff. I don't know. So if you want to do that, the links are in the description of this video. Thank you for joining me, Schnitzel Ninja. And is there anything else you wanted to say before we sign off?
No, I feel like I get worked up every time we cover something with this. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's just infuriating. And just thinking that, someone like Mike Maricini has been going through this for the past 8 years. 6 legally, but met her 8 years ago. Almost 9.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you again to our friend from PS Creative and everyone at that studio. Thank you for being professional and just, doing your best. I know that it sucks to be dragged into all of this. I'm happy that they joined us tonight. I'm sure, they'll get to say their piece, whenever they're ready to talk more or on different platforms. So,
yeah,
guys, I would just, they're just trying to run a business. So maybe don't bug them, but just be quietly supportive. So,
and I think something that you could do to help support them is to tag, I don't know if Jimmy Jenkins is on X, but Bianca Buono, I think she's on X. Tag them. Yeah. Let them know about the story. It should be covered, I think. And I don't want to speak for Layla, but I do think they would appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think that is a route they are interested in.
Oh, thank you, Gorilla BFF. Appreciate that. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will see you guys either tomorrow or Thursday. I will let you know sometime tomorrow afternoon. Depends on how tired I am. So it's almost 10 o'clock. Okay. All right. I gotta go. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.